Welcome to the round 5 edition of the Football Town Show, ladies and gentlemen. And first up, it's Women's V-League action. Ashburton and Heidelberg take to the pitch. And the next clash is not to be missed as last season's runners-up and champions in Richmond and Pascoe Vale go head-to-head. The MVP of last season, Kat Smith, takes to the pitch for the Vipers and they go up against the inexperienced EFA Eagles. And then Futbol FC take on the in-form Marcella Marquez and Melbourne Uni. Then looking at the men's side of things, Mickey Giotta, the captain of Ashburton, will look to get all 3 points against Vinicius, the Vipers playmaker who's come all the way from Queensland. Yuso Uladzilla has transferred from Pascoe Vale to Metropolitan. He'll be sure to give Albert Park keeper Mo Kuzic a hard time. In the next clash, Leo Correa makes his debut for Mickleham FC against Wedzakul Coolgoose Hume. And then the match of the round, Fitzroy FC going up against Pascoe Vale. But that's enough from me, ladies and gents. Let's join Jimmy Soufis for the women's.
And to kick it all off, ladies and gentlemen, we'll have a look at the round 4 results from the Women's V-League. Richmond defeated Heidelberg, Melbourne Uni beat EFA Eagles, Pascoe Vale got a sweet win over the Big Vipers, and Fitzroy disposed of Ashburton in a late-night thriller. To kick everything off, we'll begin with Heidelberg taking on Ashburton in the first clash of the night. Both sides would be desperate for the 3 points, but it was Heidelberg who got off to the better start when Ali Toure touched the ball around keeper Mel Lum to make it 1-0. Ashburton would not lay down, and Leah Barrett driving the ball through the middle of the court deflected in off Candice Covenias, and the scores were back on level terms. Ashburton continued their momentum from there when a long ball found an unmarked Leah Barrett who drove it home to give Ashburton a 1-goal advantage. Natasha Lucy then bustled her way through before playing in Barrett again. She returned the favour and Lucy's shot deflected in once again, and Ashburton was starting to take real command of this one. Heidelberg did not want to lay down, and they got one back through Mini Matilda Eleni Fakos, keeping them in the hunt late in the first half. Heidelberg pushing for that equaliser, and they really should have got one here when Eleni Fakos did too much in front of goal, and a great save from Lum keeps him in the contest. Kicking off the second half, Lee Barrett found a gap on Mason Jones' near post, and they made it 4-2 before Elise Kugia's free kick was saved onto the crossbar, a lucky escape there for Ashburton. A poor pass from Kat Dixon was pounced on by Taylor Metaxas, and she made no mistake in front of goal, again keeping Heidelberg in the contest. Heidelberg's ball movement was getting better, and Metaxas was denied again just in front of goal. But Eleni Fakos would not be denied as she levelled things up from the corner. Heidelberg really pressing for a win now. Another poor turnover though allowed Natasha Lucy to pounce as she finished off a very important 5-4 victory.
Right, I'm here with Ashburton super striker Leah Barrett. Leah, fantastic win today against Heidelberg. You're just outside the top 4. Great win.
Yeah, it was a good win tonight. Way to pull it through in the end. A couple of last games we've been falling apart a little bit at the end, but we were able to finish and capitalise and get the win on the ladder, so it was good.
Now, what do you put your hot form down to? You've scored 5 goals in the last couple of games. I mean, you're a big player in this Ashburton side and the league as well.
I don't know what I could put it down for. I've been playing for a long time, so I try to capitalise on all opportunities, all the chances that I have.
Next up on the card was possibly the biggest rivalry in the Women's League to date, Pascoe Vale taking on FC Richmond. After Pascoe Vale pipped Richmond to the title last season, Richmond were out for revenge, and it didn't get off to the best of starts though when Illy Jacob was denied by Sarah Clapham. Another counter-attack then allowed Nikki Tumblety to have a shot on goal. Again, Clapham up to the task. Quiet first half ended before Christine Duffy opened the second half with the best chance of the half, rattling the upright. Grace Vincent on her debut then cut inside the Pascoe Vale defence before rifling the ball past Molly Gorman. With Richmond taking a surprise 1-0 lead, Sarah Richardson tried to pull her side back into the game with a long-range strike, which was again saved by Clapham. Illy Jacob then had a long-range strike again as Clapham was up to the task, saving everything Pascoe Vale threw at them. And she even got on the score sheet after some poor keeping from her opposition number 1 to round out the win.
Here with Richmond keeper Sarah Clapham. Sarah, fantastic game today. Pascoe Vale, the highest scorers in the league on 29 goals, and you kept them scoreless. How did it feel out there?
Felt really good. I mean, we know that they're at the top of the league, or have been before, and we didn't beat them last year. I wasn't in the team last year, but from what I hear, they're pretty tough opposition, and it's good now to have kind of our core of players back and playing quite well together, I think.
Now, you've only just come in at the start of the season. How have you found life in the Women's V-League?
It's really good. It's really competitive. I didn't really have too much knowledge of what it was all about, so it's good to come in and actually see all the skill and how quick-paced it is, and yeah, it's really good.
The next clash on the card saw an out-of-form Vic Vipers taking on lowly ranked AFA Eagles, a game where the Vipers would be heavy favourites. The Eagles came out of the blocks a lot hungrier. A good bit of link-up play between Naomi Ryan and Rebecca Berry allowed Berry to open the scoring. Salama nowhere near it. But from there on in, it would be all Vipers. Jen Naboo cutting out a pass there as Kat Smith was denied by Maddie Nobbs with a good save. A poor pass from Naomi Ryan was intercepted by Jamie Flores, and Kat Smith then squared it up for Jasmina Pettit, who could only find the upright with her effort. And then a well-taken set play from the Vipers saw Jasmina Pettit turn in Michelle Duffy's cross as they levelled the scores just before half-time. Going into the second half, the AFA Eagles took another shock lead when Steph Cope turned in Hannah Ryan's effort to have the Eagles really believing they could win this game. And what seemed only a thought at the start of the game was becoming a reality as Rebecca Berry picked out Naomi Ryan to make it 3-1. Soon after, Salama's long throw found the always reliable Tina Benoit, and she converted to keep the Vipers in the contest with 3 minutes remaining. Candice Salama then had a good chance to tie things up, but Maddie Nobbs was up to the task and the Vipers could not pull back the equaliser. A big win for the Eagles.
I'm here with AFA Eagles keeper Maddie Nobbs. Maddie, fantastic win against last season's FOS Cup finalist, the Vipers. How was it playing out there?
Well, it was crazy. They were all really trying to get that goal in, and I'm really proud of my girls. We defended really well, and yeah.
Now, you guys haven't been amongst the wins that often, so to get a win against the quality opposition, what does that mean for you girls? Is it confidence boosting?
Yeah, it means that we're going to go in and we're going to want to do the same thing every week. Like, it's our first win of the season and we're stoked with it.
Through the middle and tease, saved by Blade.
Gets his second goal of the game.
Maxi Avram! The dangerous left foot of Maxi Avram.
Always have to know the ball is going to Avram down that line.
Slovacek, Josh Slovacek! What a goal! He's put him straight back. And Brunswick draw level.
The big strike there and a great save by Digby.
My name is Kay, and you're watching the Football Town Show. Go Futsal!
Last clutch of the night saw league leaders Melbourne Uni take on a much improved Fitzroy side in what looked like it could be the clash of the night. It was Melbourne Uni who got off to the better start, with Leticia Samet and Marcella Marquez linking up well. Southwell saving the initial effort, but Marquez was on hand to put her away for 1-0. Marquez then turned provider as she laid it off for Nikki Cook, who made it 2-0, and Melbourne Uni got off to the flying start we've all been accustomed to. Lisa Woods then turned it over, and Marcella Marquez was in an ominous mood as she finished past Southwell again, making it 3-0 for her side, and Melbourne Uni looking like they weren't going to let up. Natalie Che and Samet linking up again, and Samet made it 4-0. The deadly duo of Samet and Marquez destroying Fitzroy in the first half. Deflected corner from Stamatopoulos allowed Lisa Woods to power one home and keep her side in the contest. But Melbourne Uni would not be letting up. Some brilliant play from them allowed Marquez to add her third, and Melbourne Uni running away with this one. But perhaps goal of the week, brilliant team play from Fitzroy and Mary Metkovsky lobbing Francis Land with a header. A brilliant team goal that again keeps Fitzroy in touch. Tizia Samet arrived late from a corner as she put away her second and made it 6-2 on the night. But the scoring was not done there as Marcella Marquez teed up an unmarked Priscilla Ribas and she finished past Southwell to round out the 7-2 win.
I'm here with Melbourne Uni superstar Leticia Samet. Leticia, fantastic game tonight, 2-goal performance and a solid win over Fitzroy.
Thanks. Yeah, it was a good game. It was pretty even. I guess we just finished our chances.
Now, I don't know if you saw, but Richmond disposed of Pascoe Vale tonight, so you extend your lead at the top of the table, and it's unclear who your title rival really is.
Yeah, I did see that game. Yeah, it makes it interesting competition when all the teams are even. So that's a fun comp to be in. So that's really good.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that rounds out our footage from round 5. Let's take a look at the results once again. Ashburton beat Heidelberg to open the card in a thriller. Richmond knocked off Pascoe Vale, also keeping them goalless. EFA Eagles shocked the Vic Vipers 3-2. Melbourne Uni defeated Fitzroy to keep them atop of the ladder for another week. Taking a look at that ladder now, Melbourne Uni lead the way with 15 points. Richmond sitting second on 10, Pascoe Vale in third on 9, Fitzroy in fourth on 9, Ashburton on 7 in fifth, the Vic Vipers in a form slump sitting down in sixth with only 5 points. EFA Eagles grabbed their first 3 points of the season, and Heidelberg now remain the only winless side in the league. Taking a look at the top goal scorers now, we have a new leader, Marcelo Marquez, moving on to 10 goals. Christine Duffy still on 8, Sarah Richardson on 7, Illy Jacob on 7, and Letizia Samuel with 6, rounding out our top goal scorers. And now for next week's clashes, first up on the card is Ashburton and Melbourne Uni, then Pascoe Vale taking on Heidelberg. EFA Eagles will lock horns with Richmond before Vic Vipers and Fitzroy round out round 6. Make sure to get down to that one, it's sure to be a cracker. And now we join the men's side of things with Matt Montgomery.
Well, what a week round 4 shaped up to be. Ashburton just overcame Mickleham. The Vipers overcame Pascoe Vale in a heated El Clasico. Fitzroy too good for Metro, and Hume wiped the floor with Albert Park. The first game on the card saw top 4 hopefuls Ashburton take on ladder leaders at Vic Vipers FC in an entertaining clash. Vinicius had made the trek down from Queensland to line up for the Vipers, but it made no difference early on as Rodrigo Covarrubias slotted the ball underneath keeper Kieran Pates for a shock 1-0 lead. In the next run of play, Vinicius repaid Milton Sakos' faith for bringing him down from the Sunshine State, and he drew level at 1 goal apiece. When gifted a free kick, Vinicius dribbled his ball along the ground and he got past keeper Con Macris with ease, and the Vipers were soon 2-1 to the good. Ashburton, desperate to get back into the game, got their wish as Davide Acavisi, the talented Italian defender for Ashburton, levelled at 2 goals apiece. There was more joy to come for Ashburton as Ricky Castro and Alex Aragon linked up for a brilliant 1-2 to put their side into a well-deserved 3-2 lead at the break. To kick off the second half, Cheyenne Alinajad hit the inside of the post. Luckily, captain Johnny Barrientos was on hand to finish past Con Macris into an empty net to level the scores. Vinicius got the better of Moe El Gharabi down the right sideline, and he set up Jason Barrientos for his first of the game, and the Vipers were soon back into a handy lead. In the next run of play, Jason then turned provider for Cheyenne Alinajad, and he extended the Vipers' lead further. It really was a case of deja vu for the next goal for the Vipers, as Barrientos set up Cheyenne Alinajad for his second. Covarrubias with a brilliant run from defence found the feet of Ricky Castro in the D, and he brought one back for Ashburton, but it was too little too late for the Green Machine as Vinicius got his third and the man of the match honours in a 7-4 win.
Yeah, one of the stars, a bit of interstate flavour, Vinicius. Welcome to V-League again. How did you find it? Probably your third game in this time round. Seemed tense out there in the first half.
Yeah, so the game was very tough in the first half. So we scored first, and then so they came back like with 2 goals. So they're a great side, very strong, very physical. But so like at the end of the day, we won, and that's all that matters.
Oh, Janine Aiden, what a cracker! Absolute stunner down the line. Hurling effort there from his arm. Kept out by Quaffo. That's a brilliant goal. What an introduction. He's only on the pitch for about 10 seconds. And he flicked it through the legs of John Italia. Ben Monteleone dinks it over Jimmy Brennan, and it's 3-0.
Oh, Fuska. Lovely save by Digby.
Hi, I'm Ruby. You're watching the Football Town Show. Go Futsal!
Welcome back to the round 5 edition of the Football Town Show, ladies and gents, where we wrap up the final 3 clashes of the night. Next game on the card saw bottom placed Albert Park FC, and without a win or a solitary point, go up against Metropolitan, who are looking to keep touch with the top of the table. To kick off proceedings, it was Albert Park who grabbed the shock lead. Elise Mudabazi opened the gate for Hung Du, who had come in for his first game after a 2-game absence. But Metropolitan, as we know, are susceptible to copping early goals, and it happened in the next run of play as Alex Cobo turned in a cross, and Albert Park was soon 2-0 to the good. If Metro were going to get back into this game, they had to break through early. Yuso Uladzilla and Tomo Grigic linked up for the Metropolitans first, and that soon settled the nerves as they went on a goal-scoring rampage. Ernie Simsek set up Ali Redzepovic to score one of the more fortunate goals as it rebounded off keeper Mo Kuzicu and onto the chest of the Little Emperor. Just when Metro looked like breaking the game open, Albert Park found a way back in to get on the score sheet again. Kang Fan, the star defender, levelled the scores at 3-3 with a brilliant counter-attack led by Tao Pham. But in many spectators' eyes, power was restored minutes later as Ali Akaric streamed forward for a rare goal as Yuso Uladzila set him up on a platter. Uladzila was heavily involved in the goals yet again as he teed up Alex Kobo for a 5-3 half-time lead. With the scores going back to and fro, Metropolitan needed to stamp their authority early on in the second half as they started with a clean slate. Uladzila, after teeing up so many of his teammates, finally got on the score sheet for his first of the game. Kobo and Tomo Grigic lived up for a traditional Metropolitan goal with a back post tap-in. Ali Redzepovic and Dino Redzepovic were splitting open the Albert Park defence, and soon the deficit was too hard for the current State League champions to recover. The Redzepovic brothers were on the rampage yet again as Alia teed up Dino for his second of the game. Although Kuzic did get a hand on it, it trickled into the back of the net. Ernie Simsek probably scored the pick of the Metropolitan goals with a thumper from a corner. And Win-Win was next on the score sheet for Albert Park, but it was merely a consolation goal, held a very steady lead. Tony Nguyen, who is not a regular in this team, proved his worth for a call-up next week to manager Michael Lamb as he rocketed a toe poker past Yannick Kaczewski. Yuso Uladzila, who's the star of this Metropolitan side, hustled and bustled his way through the weakened Albert Park defence for his third of the game, and Tao Pham rolled the ball into an empty net to cap off the disappointing 14-6 scoreline.
I'm here with one of the biggest stars in the V-League. JJ, welcome back. It's been a while. You played a few games last season with Pasco Vale. Now you're back at Metropolitan. Why is that, JJ?
Pasco's a great side. There's a lot of great players, and I just wanted to be on the court a bit more than what I was at Pasco. And Dino,
which is fair enough.
Yeah, Dino gave me a call and he said, "You ready to come back?" And I said, "Yeah, sure." And decided to come this week. And he's really missed me, and I've missed him as well. So
the next clash on the night saw winless Micklem FC take on Hume FC, who had only sat just above them on the ladder as they had only had a win and a draw. So the 3 points were crucial for both sides in this encounter. And it was Hume youngster Matty Vajovski who got his side off to the start they were after with a thumping goal pass debutant keeper Nico Connor in goals. Vajovski soon doubled his efforts and his sides for that matter as he latched onto a Mehmet Parlak cross at the back post. Mehmet Parlak then found himself on the end of a Rezet Kukuloglu cross as he tapped into an empty net at the back post for a 3-0 lead. Micklem then found themselves shot back into the game with an outstanding strike with the outside of the boot from Aaron Mazinovic. Adam Alistevic then restored order from the penalty spot and he made no mistake scoring past the inexperienced Nick Connor, and then he soon doubled his efforts within a matter of minutes as he pushed past the poor efforts of defender Dario Lasic. Hume was soon 5-1 to the good at half-time. The second half started where the first left off with Adam Alistevic involved in the goals, setting up Moe Tankia. The Hume Army didn't have everything in their own way as Dalvo Kosturic brought one back from the penalty spot, a fine strike from the Micklem defender. Kosturic then had another opportunity to reduce the deficit to 3 goals, but he got too complacent with his second strike and hit it wide. With minutes remaining, a little bit of Brazilian magic from Micklem's Leonardo Correa put Micklem back into the game as he scored one of the goals of the season. But it was too little too late as a well-timed interception from Matty Vajovski on halfway allowed Moe Tankia to cap off the 7-3 result.
I'm here with the tenacious captain from Hume FC, Rezet Kukuloglu. Good to get the 3 points. Big game going into the game because you wanted to stay in touch with the top 2 or 3. And to get the 3 points, you must be very happy.
Yeah, extremely proud of the boys. Like you said, it was a must-win game because we've lost points from the first 3 games. We lost to Metro, Paco, and drew with Ashburton. So we beat Albert Park last week and this week Micklem. So we're starting to get on a bit of a high. Now Vipers next week. So hopefully we can take that out.
Final game on the cards saw 2 giants of this season go head-to-head as Pasco Vale took on Fitzroy FC. Although Fitzroy were a little bit at a loss as they were without Fernando De Moraes, who is arguably the best player in the league, but it mattered little to start off proceedings as Ange Fusca tapped in at the back post to make it 1-0 in a shock lead. Sofyan Sufi then levelled the scores with a brilliant turn and shoot past Jimmy Brennan, and the game was only 10 minutes old before Ilhan El Tuntas was sent off for a tackle from behind on Andre Caro. And just when you thought the football gods were frowning down on Fitzroy's chances for a win, Ange Fuska streamed forward and got his second of the game to put Fitzroy into a shock lead late into the first half. After the final whistle had blown for half-time, Fitzroy captain Alistair Dunlop was gifted a chance to double their lead, but hit straight into keeper Felipe Blay. To open up the second half, the Fitzroy bench was set into raptures as Brazilian João Silveira rounded keeper Felipe Blay for a 3-1 lead. Going down the other end, Sofiane Soufi was denied a goal on the goal line. A brilliant clearance by Angelo Fusca. Spotting Felipe Blay off his line, Jeremy Ortiz had a strike from distance, a brilliant volley denied by the crossbar. Pasco Vale, desperate to reduce the deficit, were playing the fifth man tactic, and Alistair Dunlop struck from distance to score a real captain's goal and put his side 4-1 in front. But as Pasco Vale have done time in, time out, they fought their way back into the game. Sofiane Soufi getting his second of the match to make it 4-2 with minutes remaining. In the dying seconds, João de Silva reduced the deficit to a mere goal, but it was too little too late.
I'm here with one of the biggest stars in the V-League, Mark Capsy Burden. Is that the best game you've been involved in?
Yeah, that was pretty special. You know, against over the last sort of 6 or 7 years, probably easily the best team in Futsalroos. So that was pretty special. You know, they've just come off winning an international tournament. They're a class side, so yeah, we cherish that one tonight.
Well, what a round of futsal action we witnessed tonight, both men's and women's, but particularly the men's. We had some thrilling results. Ashburton weren't good enough to overcome the Vipers, inspired by Vinicius. Hume too good for Mickleham. Metropolitan killed Albert Park, who remain on the bottom of the table. And Fitzroy FC, well, what an effort they put in to overcome the current champions Pasco Vale. No Fernando achieved a red card, and now they find themselves in second position, equal first on the ladder if you like, with the Big Vipers. Pasco Vale and Metropolitan round out the top 4 on 9 points each. Ashburton and Hume on 7 points each, and Albert Park and Mickleham are anchored to the bottom of the table without a point. Looking at the top goal scorers now, Ernie Simsek leads the way for Metropolitan. He is on 11 goals. Ricky Castro, Ashburton on 9. Jason Barrientos, the impressive target from the Vipers, on 8. While Tomo Grigic and Nejdet Sahin round out the top 5. Taking a look at the clashes for next week's Football Town show, we have a look at Mickleham and Albert Park. A win there will go a long way in helping one of those two clubs survive. Fitzroy and Ashburton. Metro and Pasco Vale is always a hot encounter, and the final clash of the night, Hume and the Vic Vipers. As always, thank you for joining us, ladies and gents. Let's go to Goal of the Week.